Hello, beloved family. We wanted to share with you today a little bit about our story and our journey on going true raw. So, I read a book called The Essene Gospel of Peace probably about a year and a half ago, and I just felt the truthfulness of it and that it was the way to really cleanse our body temples and elevate to that next level in consciousness. And I shared it with David, and he was like, "What were you, honey?"
I don't know. I wasn't really sure about the book or any book.
Yeah. He wasn't as passionate as I was about the path at the time, and so then I got in my head and I thought, well, it's going to be too hard to do it on my own because it requires a total shift in the way that we eat and think about life, what we're consuming, and so I just kind of let it go for a while. And life happened. My daughter got pregnant. We ended up going to Portland to help her during that process and for her ceremony of giving birth, and we just got busy living life. And then the next step on our path was supposed to be going to Mauritius to learn Sanskrit and the Vedic ways. And I had a hiccup with my passport. So David ended up going to Mauritius by himself, and I ended up stuck in Portland waiting for my passport issues to get resolved and for that to so that I could join him in Mauritius. And it was not a speedy process. It actually took 7 weeks for my passport, for all of the things to get settled for my passport. And during that time, I was staying with one of my really good friends in Portland in her tiny home. And she went to Mexico for a 10-day retreat. And so I had her tiny home to myself for 10 days. David was in Mauritius. I had no one to cook for, nobody eating in front of me, and I ran out of excuses why not to go ahead and jump in and do this, what it required for this whole process of transitioning to raw was a 7-day water fast with enemas to totally cleanse your body. And I just...
And one of the reasons that we waited is because we were in Oregon. There was no sun much at all, and it required it said it's 7 days each day that you're fasting that you sunbathe nude. And so once we got here to Mexico, we had this lovely rooftop, and it was a go.
Yeah. So I did the 7-day water fast and cleanse twice. The first time it was just a practice, I feel like, because I made some mistakes and my system got a little bit backed up with the mistakes I made, and I learned a lot of lessons. Just because someone else says something's raw doesn't mean that it's what we consider true raw. And that's what we will be teaching is true raw.
And it's the reasons of why true raw. I'm not sure what the whole raw movement is about or what for, but the true raw movement is about only eating things that are alive, only live foods, not like killing an animal, that's death, that's eating death, not like cooking something because then you're killing it, you're cooking the life out of it, not freezing something because you're freezing the life out of it.
Yeah, so we have learned through this process a lot of things that aren't really raw. When we looked up recipes, we were going through this fast and we were really excited. So we were looking up recipes and different things that we could create and make. And often I found in these recipes, they said they were raw and they called for things like nutritional yeast, which is not raw.
Or they say put it in the freezer.
Yeah, or like a raw cheesecake, they say to firm it up in the freezer, and then that's by virtue of putting it in the freezer, you've just taken out the true rawness of that food.
Frozen the life out of it. broken the plant wall cells and made it so it's not live. And so we're on the path right now of eating only life, only things that are alive.
Which includes nuts and seeds and fruit and vegetables. And it's amazing what you can make with those things. I mean, we make raw nut cheeses. David, we bought a dehydrator. He makes the most amazing raw nut cheese stuffed jalapeno poppers and then puts them in the dehydrator. And I'm telling you, because the temperature is so low, it still has all the enzymes, but the actual jalapeno popper, the way it's done in the dehydrator, it tastes like has been slightly cooked.
And so I will get the recipe on that typed up, and I will also record it next time I make it.
Yeah.
Probably later this week or something. I might be making more of those jalapeno poppers, so I'll write it up.
My favorite part about going to this true raw transition and diet was that David is in the kitchen just as much as me now, creating and making things when he really wasn't that interested with cooked foods. But now, he's making the best spicy nut cheeses, jalapeno poppers. He made a chocolate mousse pie that was to die for, made with avocados, honey, and cacao, and it's been really awesome and fun. And crackers, he's our house cracker maker. He does all the crackers. I make the cookies. When I make nut milks with almond milk, the leftover pulp I usually use and mix it with fruit and maybe some honey or something, and make some little cookies that I bake either in the sun or the dehydrator. So anything that's cooked hotter than the sun is overcooked and it becomes toxic.
Anything hotter than being cooked in the sun.
Yeah.
Not hotter than...
Right, being cooked, like if you put a pan in the sun and then just sun dry it, that is what true raw is. So we will be sharing lots of our different creations and things we learned. One thing on this path, I would definitely say research nutritional yeast. Not only is it not raw, many raw chefs have nutritional yeast in their recipes, so many. Not only is it not raw, it actually contains a harmful chemical. When I researched and read about it, in the process of making it, they don't add MSG, but it actually, in the chemical process, creates a compound that's just the same as MSG, that excites some chemicals in your brain and makes you want it more and more. So if it's man-made, then we say steer clear of it. It's not for our highest good and for our bodies.
The most simple is the best. The most simple recipes, the most basic, digest the best, and the most simple without mixing too many different things and having different things. Juicing our own juices is a big difference of bottles, where we get to use a glass bottle over and over again. We don't have to have any preservatives. Every single juice that I have found in the stores, they all have something in them. And when I went to Mauritius, they all had some. I couldn't find one juice that didn't have some letters in it. It wouldn't even tell me what the ingredient of what they use for the preservative. It's like a EH756, and anytime that they can't even tell you what it is, definitely you most likely should not be putting that into your system.
Even if it says organic juice, often they're pasteurized, which means they heat it to a high level, which takes out the good enzymes and the nutrition for your body. So you're not doing yourself as much good as you think you are when you're buying these things. So what we found is living a more simple life and making our own creations has really, really benefited our health. Since we have gone raw, I am now a grandma. My oldest daughter had a baby in December, and I was going through perimenopause symptoms where at night I was having night sweats. My monthly cycles weren't being really consistent. A few times I thought I was pregnant because my cycle, I just didn't have it 1 month. And that has all stopped. I no longer have night sweats, and my cycles have totally self-regulated after doing this total detox and going raw. So we know now from our experience that most things that we chalk up to just being, because we're getting older or we're aging, are actually from the toxic things we eat and put into our body temples. And this whole detox we did, it was 7-day fast with enemas, because you get stuff stuck in your colon that even just fasting for 7 days will not get all of that out. You really have to do both.
And the sunbathing helps like clean out the rest of the pores and get the rest of the stuff out. It's like your guts have a coating of shit that's been stuck in there forever. And once you clean that out, now the inside of the guts where they would absorb is now clear. So now all those paths on their way out clear also. So then your whole detox system is working and firing as it should and running good. So we have a guide on our programs list on our website. We have a guide that helps talk about what's good to eat, what's good not to eat. It's called Eating Not Eating, and we have a program right now available that you could go through and check that out and learn more about it, and fasting guide also, and some journaling. It's a really amazing program. You could sign up and right there on our website, the SDICINC.com. And we're working on our True Life cookbook and our True Raw Life recipes. And so we can share that. We're going to be starting to share a few,
Uncookbook. You're not cooking
recipe
anything.
book.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have our Lessons for Love on our website also, which is a great course, a good place to start. Because if you're thinking, no, I don't want to do that, I couldn't do that, well, maybe you should start with some love and finding out what love is, and then learning how to love yourself with that love, and then realizing that your body temple is your temple, it is yours, and you want to treat it good and treat it right. And our Lessons of Love really expresses that and explains that and teaches you if you don't really understand that.
Yeah, that's the foundation for everything, is self-love. When we don't love ourselves, we're more likely to put toxic, harmful things into our body and not think about it, not
care about it.
Not care. There's been times in my life when I have done that, and when I look back, I realize it was from lack of self-love.
And so that's what we recommend on our courses, is starting off with the mindfulness and the Lessons of Love course, so you could redefine love and have a new ideas and a new knowledge to integrate into your life path.
Yes, because what we have learned is you can't love anyone else at a higher level than you've learned to love yourself. So if you don't really love yourself, you might think you love others at this level, but if you're judging yourself, you're judging others from that same level that you're judging yourself. If you're not loving yourself, then everyone is just a mirror. So as within, so without. And that's why this self-love is the most important foundation that any of us can have.
And our course program redefines love in ways, putting together all the wisdom and knowledge of love that we found throughout our paths, and redefining it so we can look at it a different way, so that we can integrate it in a different way. And it's there available for you. We love you, we care for you, we want to share this with you to help you, because we know you are we, because we be the we that we be.
Yes, we. And that's also part of what you will learn on this path, is that everything is connected, that we're all deeply, deeply connected, and everyone is just a mirror. So when you clear the energetic blocks that you have inside, then things will show up differently in your outer world. That's how it works. We've been taught to push through things in the outer world, but when you do the inner work first, then it's just a flow, and you don't have to push those things in the outer world. It becomes easy. So
There's some amazing realizations in there for you
Yep.
that we've realized that have helped us on our path, and we'll continue to work on our recipe book for you and our recipe course.
Yep.
We're working on setting up our fasting retreats to help people that have gone through the courses and that are ready for that next step and ready to really clean out, and that have practiced fasting and that have practiced detoxing their input and are ready for the cleanse. And once you go through the cleanse, you don't need to or want to eat cooked food anymore. You've cleared out all that stuff. And
You don't want to put
your
anything
cravings aren't
toxic
there.
in your body. You would not want to. You would like, there. You know, now when you have dedicated that much to cleansing your body temple, you go down the store aisle and you look at a bag of potato chips and they are not tempting. They are not even close. You know, or a package of cookies. You know that putting that stuff back into your body temple would be so damaging, and if you've done that much work to cleanse it, you honestly have no desire to put toxic things into your body temple anymore.
Cooked food causes inflammation. I saw a study that I can't find anymore. I wanted to share it, but I can't find it. But it said that cooked food causes inflammation. And now that the cooked food is out of our lives, I don't have that inflammation. I don't feel pain the same way. I don't wake up sore and painful. My joints do not ache like they used to because I don't eat cooked food, and I cleared out all that gunk, and now my toxic removal process is doing really good.
Yeah. There's so many benefits. I mean, for those of, you know, anything that you're going through as far as physical symptoms in disease, our bodies are not meant to be in disease. If you look at an ape or, you know, a giraffe or other, you know, an elephant, they don't have diseases. They don't have all these disorders because they're eating how nature intended for them, raw, natural foods.
And we're mostly close to, our digestive system is mostly close to the gorilla, which is huge, powerful, strong muscles, and it just eats fruits,
Yeah.
maybe leaves, I don't know.
Yeah, would have to research it a little bit more, but
It eats vegetarian,
Yeah.
it eats vegan style.
so yeah, and from my experience, everyone says, what about protein? What about protein? I get plenty of protein from all the nuts.
What about the
and-
myth of we have to eat protein? Or that we
Right.
need a certain amount of protein or calories, or all of that was made by consumerism. They wanted us to buy more food, eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, buy more breakfast, buy more lunch, and buy more dinner.
And you know, it was, I think back in the 40s or 50s, I don't know, when they really started pushing like breakfast cereals and stuff, and they came out with a study, some Swedish scientists, and anything cooked at over a certain level becomes very, very toxic and has chemicals in it that create cancer in our bodies. And
But they got a pill for that, so
one of
it's
the
all-
worst culprits was cereal, breakfast cereal, and then heating anything over an open flame.
And then
so
barbecue,
barbecuing,
charred.
charred, and cooking at high temperatures is really, really harmful for our bodies.
Did you know that oil has a flash point? All the cooking oils have a flash point, and that means that they're not supposed to be heated above that flash point. And then if they are heated above that flash point, they turn into a cancerous poison. Did you know that? Did you know that most of the restaurants don't even know that? Do you know that most people don't know that? And you're consuming these oils that have been heated over and over and over again until they're poison,
Yeah.
that they've been heated to a temperature until they're poison. And they're,
French fries,
your body does
potatoes.
not digest oils well unless it's like natural nut oils that you're eating, not and oils that are not
Avocados,
cooked. There's
yeah.
certain ways that oils are good, but most of the ways that people are consuming it are not good.
Yes, yeah.
And then the sun gives you energy, so you can eat the sun. Fasting isn't that hard. It's all in your head. You can do anything you want. You can do a 120-mile endurance race if you believe, if you have the will to, if you have the mind to, if you just keep going. If you have the mind to keep going, you can do it. You can do a fast. You know, you can start off with intermittent fasting. Start off with a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. get yourself to a 7-day. We're here to assist you in any way we can. So check out our website.
Yep.
the SDIC stick inc.com, the stickinc.com, the SDICinc.com. Check out some of our courses, connect with us, talk with us in our chats and our forums, and check out our blogs and hang out in our groups and check out all
Yeah.
the wonderful things that we're sharing with you guys.
Come co-create with us sometime. Come over for a meal. We'll uncook for you.
May you see the love and the light in your life. May you see and feel the love of yourself and understand the amazingness that you are. And may you love yourself in a way that you wouldn't want to do anything but good for yourself. Thanks, loves. Thanks, loves.
Bye.